Hey, what's good, guys? This is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to another WearTesters Real Talk with me, formerly known as Nightwing2303. In case you guys are new here, Real Talk is just a small video series that we do here at WearTesters where you guys ask us questions. We give you our unfiltered, which usually happens anyways, but unfiltered, honest answers. So with that being said, what do we got first?
Whatever happened to the name Nightwing2303?
Whatever did happen to that douchebag, Nightwing2303? Well, funny that you ask. The thing is that for most of you guys that know, like if you've been here for a long ass time, you already know the reason why this channel started with the name Nightwing2303 and why I was Nightwing2303 is because when I started watching YouTube videos, I wanted to participate with the videos that I liked. And the only way to do that back then was by hitting the like button, and you can only do that back then by making an account. I come from an era where we used this thing called AIM, the AOL instant messaging kind of like chat thingy and stuff like that. And this is how we would communicate back in the mid to late 90s. What you would do is you would make a name for yourself, and whatever that is, usually it was like comprised of some of your favorite things, maybe some of your favorite numbers. That's where the name Nightwing2303 came from. That is exactly how the channel name got started, because it started with me never intending to make content. That ended up happening later on, and I got stuck with that name ever since. I am now in my mid-30s, and I would just like to just be myself. Not that like the Nightwing name, like I never was myself, but I would just like to just be like, hey, my name's Chris, you can call me whatever you want. Especially when you think about this as my business now, where you gotta think about it as like a newcomer. First impressions. Somebody new is watching this video, and they see some little white dude get on screen, and it's just like, hey, what's up, y'all? This is Nightwing2303, and that's an immediate record scratch sound. Like, man, what the f is a Nightwing? That's exactly why I want to be my name's Chris. If you know me as Nightwing, you can call me Nightwing. If you don't, you can call me Chris. Like I said, a lot of people on this platform like to call me a douchebag or a dickhead, which is fine too. So whatever it is that you want to do, like to call me, that's cool. But that is the official reason why. I just got tired of it, man. I just want to be me. My name is Chris. I was born with that. Hopefully that was a good explanation. What do you think? Was that good enough? Was that clear?
Very clear.
Very clear?
I'll call you babe.
Yes, some people call me babe. Some people call me dad. Not just my kids. Just my kids call me dad, not weird people.
What are you looking forward to most with Jordan Brand in 2019?
From Jordan Brand in 2019, one of them is right. Oh, I unplugged myself.
Yeah, you did.
Ow! Can you even see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, this is one of them. I love these. I have not worn anything since getting these in.
True story.
Yes, I just absolutely like the shoe. I wear them rain or shine. That's one of the best things about these, is that because it's that Durabuck, which is fake nubuck, it's not like premium or anything. You can wear these anytime, man, and they're not gonna get fucked up or anything. Like the water just kind of like rolls right off of it. It's awesome. Unlike suede, which I love, like premium suede or nubuck, if you wear that in the rain, it's stained. But the second release is coming up in a couple more months. I think it's in March.
May 11th, I thought.
Or is it in May?
The 4th?
Yeah, I can't even remember.
Dun.
There's so much stuff though, man. There's like too much stuff. So those, it's the Black and Cements, now known as the Breads. I don't know when the hell that happened. The Black and Cements I just think are classic. It's very funny because this happened to me with the 3s and the 4s, where I grew up just salivating over the White and Cement Air Jordan 3 and the White and Cement Air Jordan 4. I've always held those as like, they're beautiful. But being someone that was never really a fan of black-based colorways, I never was drawn or attracted to the black-based versions of those shoes. Then when I got my first pair of Black Cement 3s in 2011, and then whenever, I think it was the following year, the Black and Cement Air Jordan 4, for whatever reason, man, like those are just, I think it's just because they're so easy to wear, just like the black and infrared Air Jordan 6. You could literally put them on with anything and they look great. I don't know what it is about them, but they just are so gorgeous. Even beat up, like they're some of my favorite shoes to trash, which sounds weird, and I don't mean trash as like I'm gonna disrespect the shoes. It's just that I wear them so much and I don't clean my sneakers. To me, I put like, that's what I consider love into the shoe. I'm glad that those are coming back. They're coming back true to original form, which gets me really excited. The lace, I don't know what people call them. I call them the lace crowns, the little little lace things at the bottom, the little plastic things that look like a basketball net. Those things are coming back true to original form. They got the little extra plastic pieces, which is a very tiny detail that most people don't care about, but I do. And they also have the kind of like that shape that when I first saw these leaked pictures, I legit thought that that was a 1999 pair. I was glancing through, you know, Instagram, and I was like, oh crap, those look really good for being that old. And then I read the caption and I was like, oh crap, those are the new ones. They look so good. Like, I haven't seen that shape on the Air Jordan 4 since 1999. It's been forever. Not happy about the price tag. It's 200 bucks, but you know, like I was saying earlier, I wear this out of those colorways of those shoes to the point to where like the paint comes off and they're all like jacked up and stuff. So I get my money's worth at least. So those are what I'm most looking forward to. You can also throw in the game shoe every year just because I'm excited for, what is it, 34?
That was my follow-up question.
Oh, there was a follow-up. My bad. Go ahead and ask that.
What performance sneaker from Jordan brand are you looking forward to?
That would be it. I'm just curious what they're gonna do. Like, what are they gonna follow up this fast fit system with? You know what I mean? With the cables and all that stuff. I doubt that's coming over. Like, I think that's just a one and done thing. So I would be surprised if that was a reoccurring tech piece. The 33 was loosely based off of the 3. Obviously the 4 is like my favorite Jordans. I'm just curious to see what they're gonna look like. But yeah, I'm just really excited to mostly relive the past, but also excited for what they've got coming in the future. And we're talking that's only 2, 3 if you include the 6 in a 12-month time span. You know that there's gonna be an 11 at the end of the year. Which one is it? I think it's gonna be the black and reds. That's what everybody's been saying. And if they do it the way that they just did the Concords where they remastered them, that was my first Jordan ever.
It's
period.
gonna be pandemonium.
For me? Or just like in general? Because I feel like the Concord release was pretty smooth, despite like being in that really long line. It was very smooth.
I do feel like I know more people personally who are into that colorway.
Yeah, for me personally, it's special just because it was my very first Jordan. My older brother gave it to me. That was another one where I put a lot of love into it, where they were you made me throw them away. They were
peeling. Like, I didn't know that could happen. It looked like they'd been sunburned.
They were, man. I wore the hell out of those things. So yeah,
they were too big.
It doesn't matter. They were awesome. It was my favorite shoe ever. You know, there's always stuff coming. Jordan brand is a brand that I have a huge love-hate relationship with, and I love, you know, the stuff that they have. I love the stuff that they've done. I just don't like the way that they operate most of the time.
Can you give us a list of injuries you've had over the years while doing what you're doing?
So I tore like partial tear ligaments in right ankle, Kobe 7. I blew out my knee after flipping over Frank in basketball. The thing that landed on the floor first was my knee. That hurt. Jordan 2011s. Just recently I had my first dislocated finger. I can't even remember what the hell I was wearing on that day, but I put it back in myself. I still can't bend it all the way down. So if you ever see basketball clip highlights, because this bothers the shit out of me, but you see my pinky sticking out, it's because I can't bend the motherfucker, man. Like, and it's just like, that shit looks so whack, but I can't help it. It is what it is. This thumb, man, I hyperextended the shit out of this thing one time. I can't remember what I was wearing that night either, but somebody threw the basketball so fast, and for whatever reason, I was like, I could catch that.
That's what you just did with your ankle.
Oh yeah, that was recent. Yeah, so that was bad too. Basically same injury, just different body part. I went to go catch it, and instead of it hitting the palm of my hand, like I just didn't get there in time, and so it whipped my thumb back to and I did not know that your thumb can move back there, but it can, especially if you just allow it to. You just let it and you don't fight it and all that stuff, and it whipped back around, and it was one of those injuries. Usually when I get hurt, I kind of like take a second to recuperate, like with my ankle when I did it, and that was my most recent, well, besides my current injury, which is my hand. I'll talk about that in a minute. But so the ankle thing happened. I tied up my shoes tighter, thinking like, oh, I'm fine. And then I went and, you know, got a steal and hit a game winner, which I thought was great. And then I played another game, and then I couldn't walk afterwards for like a couple of weeks. I was wearing the Kyrie 5s. This injury with the thumb, when it happened, like I said, normally like I'll get hit or I'll get hurt and I'll be like, maybe I could still keep going. So I grew up in the 90s. Like if you watched Iverson or MJ or anybody like that play, it's not like today where like you don't even get hit and you fall when you take a shot, which is like the lamest thing ever. Like when we get hit and we get knocked down, we get right back up and then we keep playing. We don't think about fouls or anything like that. When the thumb thing happened, it was an instantaneous, I'm gonna go sit down right now, because it hurt, and it started swelling like crazy, and I was like, oh my God, I thought that I ripped something. It was a mess. Luckily, it was just a very, very bad hyperextension, but nothing was broken. Everything was good. Recently, something in right here, I don't know what's going on. I need to go get it looked at eventually. I can still shoot, so I just have been ignoring it, but it hurts like hell. I don't know if it's a ligament or if I maybe like messed up a bone in there, because there's a bunch of little ones in there. But somebody was going to the basket, they tucked the ball in like real tight, and again, like an idiot, I was like, I could probably grab that. And so I went to go grab it, and all of a sudden something popped in my hand. That was an instant ouch too, but again, I was able to keep shooting, so I was like, oh, I could still play. The stuff that the shoes do to me, like the scars, the chafing or the blistering and digging of my skin till it makes a crater or cavity somewhere on my body, those are always cool.
All the concussions you come home with.
Oh, the concussions like, I forget about. Yeah, the concussions
you drove home?
Well, what am I supposed to do? Just hang out? Like, I gotta get back home.
Call me? Not walk in and be like, I think I got a concussion.
No. My first concussion was wicked though. You were there for that. Remember that? That was at the, we were, I was playing in Mountain View. There was a middle school there. I think it was like an open gym or something like, somebody invited me over there. I went and played, and this one dude just dipped his shoulder into my head. It hit me so hard. Like, I've never been hit to the point to where I've gotten knocked out, but I got hit then. Like, I remember exactly that feeling, and then my knees started buckling, and that was a new sensation. And so I was like, yo, I just got like plowed really bad, and then I just sat down and I couldn't, like, it was nuts. I got hit one time so hard that liquid gushed out of my nose. Yeah, that was a scary one, because I thought that there's like a traumatic injury where like if that happens, you're dead in like 3 hours or something. My wife was just like, you can't sleep. And so I had to sit there and be awake for like ever. So yeah, so just lots of stuff happens. I play all the time, man. I play like 4 to 5 to 6 days a week sometimes. And it's just like when you drive in a car, your odds of being in an accident, like the more that you drive is higher. And it's the same thing when you play a sport. The more that you play the sport, the odds of getting injured potentially are higher, and I take that very well, I think.
Is there any shoe with better traction than the Air Jordan 1?
I don't know if I'd say better, but Kobe 9 is like the first one that comes to mind. The Air Jordan 28 close after that. If it's something brand new, the Anatomic Spawn 2019, like those have been super grippy. I mean, if we're talking about like they got it right the first time, that would be one of those times. The Air Jordan 1's traction. Speaking of injuries, that shit popped my hip out.
And has left you with a lasting...
That's because once that happens, it's just like I had an injury with the hip flexor, which really fucking hurts. That was another one where I was like, oh, I'm fine. And then all of a sudden I couldn't move my leg, and it was so much pain. And I was like, actually, I think I'm gonna go sit down. This is the last time that I was able to move this fast, but this was back in that time I was moving so fast, chasing after a loose ball, and I went and I did get it. But when I stopped, I didn't realize the traction's gotta let you slide a little bit. You don't want it to bite to the point to where it's like you got anti-lock brakes on your feet, because then that's when shit happens. That's when like Derrick Rose's injuries happen and stuff like that. You know, the body, the momentum, the gravity, all that stuff moves, and your ligaments are this big. When that happened, man, like I was moving as fast as I could, chasing this ball. I stopped on a dime, and the traction just, I never ever experienced traction that good. And I had moved to a point to where my whole body moved in, and my hip and the muscle flipped. Wow. Talk about a sensation. It was weird, and it still does that now. Like if I sit down too long and I go to get up, like it'll like get stuck, all that stuff. So it's just something that you deal with. So yeah, I can't move as quickly as I used to be able to, simply because of that one injury. And then if you add in the other ones and age and all that stuff, it's just crazy. But yeah, the Air Jordan 1 got some incredible traction.